Hi guys, welcome back. I literally just woke up from a nap and my kids are sleeping right now, so it would be a perfect time for a video. I'm kind of like on the recliner right now, and it's probably going to be loud because the AC is on because it's been a really hot today to me. And if you see anything in the background, we're getting ready to move to like an actual permanent resident of our own, so we're cleaning what we can, laundry wise and stuff. But there's been a big break in recording because honestly, I've been debating whether I wanted to keep doing this or not, or just like leave what I've already done and be done with it. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So yeah, I had another video going, recording, but life took some unexpected turns. We had an unexpected funeral, and just working, getting ready to move, and just life happening. I just vetoed it, deleted it, and wasn't gonna do one. And then today I was like, I guess I'll go ahead and try. This water tastes disgusting. So with them sleeping, I thought I would go over the books that I've read already this year, and then go over the ones that I'm keeping and then the ones that I read last year. So pretty much this is the books that I've read in my physical books, and then the ones that I'm getting rid of and would not read again. So we're going to start with the ones that I have read this year. Honestly, it surprised me when I collected them. How many I actually... Oh, I got myself stuck. Okay, so those two... Okay, so... this stack of books. And I'm not going to name them off in any particular order, so just let me know. So first off, I quit Kindle Unlimited, and I unsubscribed from it because I just couldn't see myself paying any price for not being able to keep a book. If I'm paying for it, it's mine, and Kindle Unlimited doesn't agree. So therefore, I vetoed the idea of getting a Kindle, and I stopped paying for it. If I want to read something that I'm not going to keep or own, that's what the library for is, right? So yeah, I deleted that. I did download, like right beforehand, I downloaded 20 Kindle Unlimited books, and I read 4 of them. And here's the dilemma, and another reason that made me just quit Kindle Unlimited was I read 4 books back to back on Kindle Unlimited because I wanted my physical stack that I do have to last, because we weren't sure if we're going to get a house or if we're going to get a fifth wheel because of my husband's job, anything like that. And the trailer that we are living in right now does not have a lot of room. And so I was just like, it doesn't make sense to keep getting books, like, if I don't have room, like. So I was just relying on Kindle Unlimited. And I read 4 books back to back. And by my 5th book, I was completely burned out reading electronically. I had no want to read. I was not excited. I was burnt out, and every book that I was picking up that was on Kindle Unlimited, I picked up the 1 book, the 5th book, I got a little bit into it, and I was like, I don't like it, so I dropped it off my reading list. And then I picked up another one, and I was like 14% into it, and I still, like, it was a good book, and I planned to pick it up physically, but I was just like, I'm not getting into it. Like, it's a good book, and I like it, but not enough to keep reading. So I cleared out all the rest of them, and I had 20. I've read 4 of them. Yeah, but I did finish some books on Audible as well. But anyways, I don't remember them off the top of my head. But they are on my GoodReads, and I will have to, like, put it in the description or something, I don't know. But there are ones that I did read. There was 4 that I remember on Kindle Unlimited, and it was Greg Olson had 2 of them, and it was I Know Where You Live and The Last Thing She Did. Those I read, and at the time they were annoying, but now I think I want to pick up some more of his books. They're very frustrating, very morally terrible people, and not all of them, but like some things that happen to the people are morally terrible, and then some of, like his one book was morally terrible, like the person did terrible things to their family and stuff. The first book though was the people being morally terrible and acting like heroes and all this, but they were really good. Like, now that I think of it, I'm like, I really want to pick up another mystery thrillers. They were under the thriller. Now, I guess they were thrillers, and I'm not used to reading a lot of thrillers, but to me, I was like, it's more mystery. But I enjoyed them, so I am going to pick some more of those up. Surprise, surprise. And then the other 2 that I read was Haunting and Hunting Adeline, the cat and mouse duet. And I honestly, like, the first one was okay. The second one was gut-wrenching, but I liked the second one better. Don't ask me why exactly, but I did like the second one better. The first one was kind of annoying and just the back and forth and all of that, but the second one, there was actually more action, more things happening, and she got her revenge. So I'm definitely going to be reading Where's Molly, and they're all by H.D. Carlton, which I have the physical book of hers, and I didn't like that one very well. Like, I read it enough that I finished it and it was okay, but I did not love it, and I did not want to keep it, so bear that in mind. I'm still debating whether I want to just get Hunting Adeline, because I did decently like it enough that I'm debating whether or not I want it from the library or if I want to own it, because I did like it a lot more than the first, but I haven't decided yet, so until then I'm not going to buy any of them. But yeah, so I'm just physically reading books. Once we get settled in and I know that I have room for books, I am still focusing on my physical books, but I'm going to slowly start collecting books again, because before we moved last year in October, then I had over 100 books, and I'm a very avid reader, and I like to read books back to back. Why? I love books. I've always loved books. Even as a kid, I could read them. I ate them up, like I inhaled them. And so now, I still enjoy reading a lot, and I have a little bit more free time. So, yeah. And I might have a backyard to read into, so why not read more in between my hobbies that I'm going to teach myself and enjoy as well. So it's not just reading, so I don't like ever get into a burnt out stage again, because I've never gotten burnt out in reading. So when I did with the Kindle Unlimited, I was so sad, I was so scared. I was like, what if I never want to pick up a book again? Like, that's terrible, that's so sad. So yeah, so right now I am on a mission to read the first 1 to 2 chapters, maybe 3, and each book I have physically, minus my poetry and books that I've already read and I just bought because I know that I read them and I liked them, but I wanted another copy because either I got rid of it when we moved, or it was a book I read when I was a kid and I liked. So those I'm not going to count, but that's going to be another video for another time, possibly. But as of right now, I read Nicholas Sparks, and if you've seen my other videos, I talk about Nicholas Sparks all the time. I absolutely love his videos, and I absolutely adore his movies. So, The Best of Me was amazing. I liked it. Loved it. I was not prepared for the ending, and I cried. It was not supposed to end like that. But I'm keeping it, and I'm rereading it. And I also got a couple more of his movies and books. So I might have a problem, because his writing and just his movies and everything are just so good. It's just something about them I just cannot walk away from. So this one was amazing. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. It was good. Staying on my bookshelves. Colleen Hoover. I have the other one, but this is the one I read in 2025 so far. Um, I know Colleen Hoover gets a lot of hate from a lot of people I've watched. There's not a ton of people so far that I've seen that just really like her writing. They're just like either okay or they're just like, I don't like her. Y'all are gonna come at me for this, but I like her. I like her writing. Now, when I did read this one specifically, it took forever for me to get through. Not because I don't like her style of writing, because I really do. It's easy to read. And just, I don't know, just it clicks with my brain and I just eat her writing style up. I also like the topics that she writes about because I personally, in my childhood and even in some of my older adult years, I have been through or witnessed some of the things that are in It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. So, I can relate, so it doesn't make me feel ick like some other people, I guess, have said, but I really liked it, and I'm the type of person, if I like one or two of one author's books, then I typically like all of their books. So whenever, if I have never read books, but you see me ever buying books and showing you guys, it's because the way my brain works, I either my brain doesn't like the author, and I say my brain because sometimes my brain just clicks differently than other people's when it comes to like writing and schooling and stuff. Like my brain just works a little different, and that's okay. But I figured my brain out a long time ago, my mindset, like when it comes to reading. So now, like if I cannot get onto a book and really grasp it within the first maybe 3 chapters max, I know that I'm not gonna like the book. And if I try another one from the same author and I cannot do it, it's the author, and therefore I don't get any books. Sometimes it only takes 1 book, sometimes I take 2. But with that being said, Colleen Hoover is not one of those. I have this set, and I do plan on getting more of her books because her writing style I really enjoy. I'm able to read it really easy, and her books are not super thick, so that I've seen. And I don't know, she does a great job in a short book, just getting to the point, but really grabbing those emotions. And this one, I liked having both points of view between Lily and Atlas, and getting to get more of his background than we did the first one, because the first one really, we just got flashbacks of Lily from her diary entries. This one, we actually got him and found out more about him, and then a twist happened, and it was really good. Just read your trigger warnings because there is talk about like domestic violence and a few others, and like neglect and child abuse and stuff. So beware of that. But I still, keeping with all that, I still really think it's relatable, and I would pick it up. But I'm keeping and I'm rereading because I think next time I'm not going to read the 2 so far apart. I'm going to read them back to back because I liked the second one, but the first one is so much better to me. But I like them both, so they're going to be ones that I just read together because I just feel like it'd be so much better. Now, this one, this was the one I was actually trying to do a book or a video about. Okay, and I've never read anything from this author, and it's Tracy Peterson, and it's Morning Refrain, and it was set in Alaska. All the things that I like. It's based out of 1889, and there's 2 point of views. The woman on the cover, it's about Phoebe and Dalton, but one, there is a lot of language barriers for me, so I had to keep on looking up the language, like terms and stuff, which there's actually a lot in here. And also, there was things happening, but I don't think the pace was good. It just made it more complicated and didn't feel like you were getting enough to keep you going, you know? Like, I've read historical fiction ones where it's like in Nazi Germany, or it's in the Deep Depression, or, you know, the wagon train, or the wagon trail, whatever, and stuff like that, and it just grabs you, and there's enough going on, but not too much. Like, it feels like real life, like things are actually happening. This just felt like it could have been a movie, if we're going to be honest. And I think that's why I just cannot read it. Like, I got to page 200, I want to say 205 or something, but I was chapter 18. Okay, chapter 18 at page 206, okay? So, I got pretty well through the book. I was talking to my husband last night. I was like, I just don't know if I'm going to keep going, because I know he made it back to Alaska. He dealt with his family stuff. He knows that they're not good people, and he's going back to Alaska where his family is. And I don't think I need to know the rest of the book. I really don't care to. It was kind of sad because I love things out of Alaska. I like historical fiction, and I was excited when I picked this up. I was like, yes, I don't really have a lot of historical fictions right now. And so I picked it up, and I didn't even finish it. I picked it up today. I looked at it and I was like, I don't want to finish it. I do not want to read it. And so therefore, it's not finished, and it is going in a pile to build my own free little library thing, and somebody else can try to enjoy this. Now, I was going to get some of her other books because a lot of them are based in Montana and Alaska and historical fiction. I am not, because I know that I do not like her already. So that one is going to go over there. Coming up to another one. Vivian May, A Secret Romance, Burning Little Secrets. I honestly think this is one book that I would have appreciated and enjoyed more if it was actually longer. I just felt like there wasn't enough story, and it was just super fast-paced and, like, smack. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. Something about it. Like, it was really short. It's literally less than 300 pages. But I don't know. I just was not with it. Now, did I lose focus or get distracted or want to put it down? No. But it didn't have enough in it for me to pick it up again and keep it. So, it's going in the pile. I think it was like 3.5, 4 stars. It wasn't fantastic, but I also didn't hate reading it. I guess I could have had more from it. So, would I recommend? Sure. There are a few times where it does mention some DV with the lady's fiance at the time, but this also has a cheating trope, so if you don't like that, don't pick it up. I did not read the back of it, really. Like, if I did, it was so, like, when I first got it, and that was, like, at the very beginning of last year. So, I did not remember it, and did I read it? Yes, but I just don't do the cheating thing at all. I don't support it, and I don't like reading about it, so that's probably another reason why I just was like, with this one. But I read it, will not keep it, will not reread it, but do I recommend it? Possibly. But I looked up more of the books, because I do like the writing style, and I didn't really find anything that I really wanted to read, so that was like kind of a one-hit wonder with this one. Also, going in, you guys are going to have to pardon. I have to sit this way because the light is going down, and I don't know, I feel like turning on the lights overhead because it's still really pretty and light outside, so yeah. So next one is Lucy Score. The first Lucy Score book ever. Okay. I ate this up. Forever and ever. I ate this up. I'm keeping it. I want all of her books because I absolutely love the way that she wrote the story, wrote the plot, wrote the twist, a little bit of mystery in there, some romance, family ties, dealing with family trauma, and dealing with one of the characters, the main character, that was a female, Remy, helping her friend get out of DV life or whatever, and it totally backfires, but it was so good. It was one of those books that, it being this thick, I think that Lucy Score did absolutely amazing, and this is a book worth being this long. So, I cannot wait to get some more because I already went on thrift books. I found a whole bunch of that for my wish list. So when I get the first chance, more of her books, just like Colleen Hoover. This, I loved this, and I plan on rereading this many more times. Recommend, definitely. I think I rated this 4.5, 5 stars. I will say I wanted more of the backstory on the epilogue, and then how, like, when, I think it's when he arrested her or whatever, but when she was younger, and because it kind of ties into everything that happened in all this part of the book. But recommend, love it, keeping it, rereading it. Whoa, this one, Reckless Fortune, based out of Alaskan Frontier. It's part of a series. I do like this book, and I do like the writing setup, and it is based in modern Alaska. But simply because it's this size, and it's just an awkward book to hold and try to read, I don't like it. So if I cannot find it in another format or a bigger book, I won't be continuing the series. But it was good. I liked the two main characters. It was a good laugh. I laughed. But it was just like an easy, heartfelt, kind of like almost summer romance type thing. Wasn't anything serious. But I had a little bit talk of losing somebody that he did care about, and it was really sad, but more than anything, it was just a slightly comical, easy romance. Would I really read this? No. But would I want to continue the series? Yes. So there are 4. I'm somebody who, when I start a series, I do like to go through and read them all several times. I'm just like that. So that's why I would still look for a different style of this book, a different format, because I do not like this one. It's going. Simply because of the format. If it was a bigger book or in a different format, size-wise, I would keep it. But because of the size, I am going to put it in a free little library that I build so that somebody else can read this. But I did like it. Would I recommend it? Yes. But that's all for that one. Another one, the format that I hate, but I did read all the way, is Danielle Steele, The Affair. First book I've ever read of this author as well, just like the last one. It was a thicker book, but I think that's just because of the style that this personal book is. Did I love it? No. Did I enjoy reading it? Yes. Did I think that it went on a little too long? Yes. I liked the writing style of this. She does really good at keeping you going and not adding too much out of nowhere, but also pacing it decently well. So I'm not sure if I want to pick up more of her books or not. Definitely going to be one that I either get a cheap book off of their books and try in a different format, because I've owned her books before, but they were bigger, and I never got a chance to read them because I moved. So, I don't know. And they're not all super long either. Some are, some aren't. So, I'm really debating whether I want to go ahead and get them from a library or a cheap book off thrift books and try. And then if I still feel the same way, just, put it in a free little library. No loss to me. Or if I'm just going to stick with this one and say it was good, but I'm not really interested. So, but this one is a little library. Another one that I read was my first James Patterson book, and by Matt Eversman with Chris Mooney. It was Walking My Combat Boots. This was a mass market from Walmart. I think it was like $8, $9, maybe a little bit less. But this one, nonfiction, 4 stories of veterans. And I really like this. I will be keeping it. Now, if I could find a different format and not mass market, I would definitely get rid of this one and get that one. But I really did enjoy this, and I cannot wait for my husband to read it, because we are both, I wouldn't say fanatics, but we really enjoy this kind of genre a lot. So I actually have another one about veterans. So, yeah, I'm going to grow my genre on that a lot more. But this one is being kept for now. hopefully I can find a different setup on this and then get rid of this one and keep that one. But the book itself, I definitely recommend. I gave it 5 stars. Will read again, and that's all I gotta say about that one. Did not finish this one. It is by Paul Tremblay, Surviving a Survivor Song. No. It was supposed to be a mystery thriller pandemic type thing. I don't know if it's just this version or not, but like some of the words are on the very top. At the very beginning, some of the conversations don't even have the quotations on there. The style of writing just sucked to me. I made it to chapter 2 and I was like, I'm not reading this. I will not be finding it in a different format. Granted, it was supposed to be set up like this. It did say that after I already bought it. I did say some pages are just blank for reasons. Some pages are bold. Some letters are spaced out. My noggin does not like that, so we are not keeping this one. Now, I will probably go to the library and see if there's any other books of him that I might like, and if I do, then I'm just not going to get this one. I will get his other books, but as for right now, I don't care. But yeah, do I recommend this one? I mean, I didn't finish it, so I can't say, but that's all I'm saying. If you like that, then you go ahead. Your brain might work differently than mine, but my brain could not wrap around it and get over it. I can't do it. This one is just a cute little picture thing that I got online. I don't even remember where I got online from. Like, I honestly don't. But it's a cute little journey of healing and growth, and I really do like the art and pictures on it. But I think that this would be amazing for somebody, some growing adult, or even just an adult. But I'm not keeping it. I was going to, but honestly, I would never look through it again. It's not like my poetry books that I absolutely love and will never get rid of, so therefore, it doesn't serve me a purpose. I looked at it once, and it took me like 5 seconds, and that's it. So therefore, this is going in a free little library too. But if you like this stuff, and I mean, it's not bad. I enjoyed it, and a lot of the things that it talks about or shows is meaningful and it has a point. It could help somebody, but I'm over it, so it's leaving. Alright, now for the 2 that I read last in December, actually, at the very end of the year. I read It Ends With Us, Colleen Hoover. It's the match to It Starts With Us. I love this. I ate it up. Sometimes I was angry, sometimes I cried, sometimes I wanted to reach through and punch Ryle. And then sometimes I wanted to tell her, just like, no. But I do love the fact that the family she married into stands by her and eventually tells her, like, you have to leave. If you don't, we're never talking to you again. Not many people get that in situations like this. Again, this is more of her life, what brought her to this point of being with Ryle, meeting Ryle, and a lot of her diary entries, and that's where we get introduced to Alice. It was a cute setup, and I enjoyed the diary entries, actually. That was like one of my favorite parts. But it's very heavy on growing up in a TV environment and being in a DV, so trigger warnings on that. And her husband at the time does assault her sometimes, so that's another trigger warning. But if you can get past like that, and it doesn't, like, it's triggering, but not so much that your mental health is like, then I recommend this, because I grew up in a DV house, and I seen it, and I was in some relationships before I met my wonderful husband that also had some DV and control and stuff, so I related to this really well. So unlike other people, I really like this. Keeping it, reading it again. Does It Hurt? H.D. Carlton. You heard me talking about the cat and mouse duet, and this is the actual physical book that I read. and it is about, forgot her name. Yeah, I forgot the name, but that's flipping. Let me see. Sawyer and Enzo. They get stranded on an island, a creepy old man in a lighthouse. They do a lot of weird things. Their dynamic is terrible, and it was an okay time, but definitely did not enjoy it, and I was much more like, what the fudge? And also, the old man's creepy. He's obviously got something to hide. You guys are stupid. Get out of there and leave. That's how I felt about this book all the time. Rolling my eyes, getting just like, seriously, this was a book that felt like it was too long. And it wasn't even that thick. So yeah, that is in a little free library because I will never reread it, and I'm honestly going to be so glad when I get mine built so it can be off my shelf. So that is all I have. Now, out of that stack, these are the ones that I'm rereading and keeping and going to add to my collection and add the authors to my books if I can. I definitely do think I'm actually going to read some of James Patterson fictional stuff. I've been told I need to. I never have before, but after reading his nonfiction first, I think that I might like him. I might want to. But that is the beautiful books that I am keeping. I feel like I weeded down pretty well, and not even on purpose either. I just was reading really hardcore, and now I'm like, now I want to do the rest because it was really satisfying, and I'm trying to get myself out of a reading time because Kindle Unlimited just screwed me over. With that being said, there will be a video sometime, probably in the next month, of me reacting and reading anywhere from 1 to 3 chapters in all of my physical books to decide what I'm actually going to keep and what I'm not, and then I will go from there. But if you guys, from the books that I have talked about and shown you, if you guys have any recommendations or things that are kind of similar or genres that are kind of similar that you think that I would like, please let me know, because soon I'll be getting a library card, as well as soon I should have a place to put books, and I will be I don't know what that was, but I got the hiccup. Burp. Anyways, I will be rebuilding my selection, whatever, at my home library, because I'm somebody who does prefer at-home library, but I'm going to utilize the library as well, just because I don't live somewhere where I can actually go and physically buy books without driving a pretty long drive, and sometimes that's just not something I want to do. So, and I'm also trying to get away from, I have never bought books from Amazon, but honestly, between Amazon and a couple other online bookstores, that is my only option. And so I don't want to buy from Amazon, but at the same time, some of my series are the only places that I can get them, because even Walmart, I can't order them. So yeah, it's kind of sad because I do, again, almost all of these. Walking My Combat Babes, It Ends With Us, and the Nicholas Sparks book are, okay, so like half of my red pile I bought, and then the other half I got from not thrift books, but thrifting books, or I bought them in bulk on a store on Etsy as a second chance to books, technically, like the final destination for books. Like, if they didn't come to me, they were just going to be stuck because they were all going to go into landfill before this company took them. That's where I got 90% of my books, is Goodwill, which Goodwill wasn't a whole lot, but I did get some from Goodwill Value Village back where I lived, and then Etsy. Now, the store that I got most of my books from last time on Etsy is shut down, which is really sad. They did have a website, and last time I checked, like 2 months ago, they did not have the website anymore. So now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get secondhand or saving books from the landfill type thing in bulk, because I really liked it. But I haven't found anything really, so I am trying to order off of World of Books, because they actually have a decent selection. They have used and new, and I choose the used. And they actually have a lot of sales that go on, as well as Thrift Books has sales that go on, and they are all I mean, they have new ones too, but I can choose thrifted books pretty much. So that's it for this video. There's nothing fancy. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any recommendations, again, please feel free to let me know. And if you like these kind of videos, then let me know as well. It is getting dark and my throat hurts now from all this talking. So let me know how you read. If you do audiobooks, which I still have Audible for now, I will be utilizing the library and buying my own audiobooks from now on because I'm tired of paying for things that I cannot physically own and keep. So that's just my speed. But anyways, that's all. I'm going to get off of here now, and I'm going to finish reading the books to see which ones are going to stay and which ones are going to the free little library, because I've only seen one in the town that I am in currently, and then you have to drive a pretty good distance to get to a free little library, and there's only like 3 or 4 in the town that I actually found. So it's 30 plus minutes. So I really want to do that because I know there's a lot of people around here that there's a decent amount of homeless people, and there's also a lot of traveling families because it's a lot of oil field workers and families, and a lot of them live in campers and stuff. So I do want to make it more easy for them, or easier, because when you live in campers and stuff, then you don't really get mail consistently, and so you can't get a library card. So yeah, but anyways, that's it. I will talk to y'all later.